The Lari Massacre remains an important piece of Kenya's history. Even though it involved the killing of a chief, among other colonial loyalists, the mop-up operation saw the death of hundreds of Mau Mau fighters. NTV visited Lari, where our reporter interacted with residents who were once divided before independence.
This village in Lari, a peaceful area situated in Kiambu County, Lari constituency is home to residents said to have fought for independence. Despite the fact that many freedom fighters lost their lives decades ago, their children, who were young at the time, still remember the massacre that happened in Lari.
When we were just here, we saw fire.
Veronica Wanjiru Mutura was barely a teenager during the colonial period. She remembers helping her mother with domestic work, but 26th of March 1953 more vivid. On that fateful day, the area chief Luka Kihangara, who was working for British, was murdered.
That evening, I found our parents corrected us and all the people around, those who were Mau Mau, and we went to a home of someone known as Ikama. So as we were there at Kamas, now our parents spoke in low voices, and there was something they were saying. They repeated. Now that is, today is the day.
Wanjiru's parents were among the Mau Mau freedom fighters. The plot to murder the chief was crafted so that the residents could reclaim their fertile land from the colonial government.
We headed to Aprans, where there was a refugee camp. We went there and we reached there. On our way to Aprans, now we found dead bodies on the road. There was blood. Now dogs were leaking blood. Now it was horrible.
She has composed songs in a bid to preserve history.
I would say my parents were mashuja. Why? They fought for the country. They made risks, holding night meetings. I could even witness my mother cooking food that we did not know where it went. They would cook the food in the morning, during the daytime, and then the food would disappear in the evening. And where the food went, what did they try later? That the food was taken to the forest.
Chief Kahangara and 2 of his 8 wives were murdered on the night of March 26th. They were buried in one grave. Other colonial loyalists were also killed in what is now known as the Lari Massacre.
Our mother took us to the forest, me and my brother, Mugai, and she placed us in the forest, but unfortunately she placed us near a leopard which had some cubs. So we clung to each other, waiting for our mother to come back. Unfortunately, they were not able to collect any more children, and those who were left behind by us were all killed.
The colonial government retaliated the chief's death. Home guard and soldiers flocked to the area to mop out what was considered as resistance. Most people considered to belong to the Mau Mau were either rounded up or killed in the following days.
People dying like rats.
The tale of Peter Wainaina Mbugua, the son of the late chief, is no different from that of Wanjiru's. Peter celebrates the freedom Kenya attained, as it meant that he would no longer live in fear.
I don't have any grudge for anything. This should be a reminder to the Kenyan people that we should be harmonized.
What Peter now wants is for leaders to come together to build the nation, the same way they came together to fight for independence.
Those people who fought for independence were not paid anything. They were not paid to fight for the independence. But then those people they left behind have come up with to be a crop of people who are stealing whatever is available in the country, making our country have a bad name.
They are now calling on the government to build a memorial with all the names of the men and women who fought for the country's independence. Halima Gongo, NTV in Kiambu County.